Hello, everyone. My name is Nico Alexopoulos. I am one of the assistant coaches for Widener University, as well as their goalkeeping coach. I'm also the director of coaching for Soccer Skills Jackson Soccer Club, director of Central Jersey Futsal, and a few other hats that I wear. This is just a quick follow-up to the presentation that we had posted a couple of days ago about what do you need to get Scout into a college program. So we did our presentation, and a couple of emails were received with questions, as well as an email that I received Friday night, which I will share with you very shortly. And that kind of prompted me to just put this quick little uh, follow up to the original presentation. So, first things first, as you can see on the slide, our pre-academies, college ID clinics, college showcases, are they the only way to a college program? Is that the only path to a college program? Granted that the popularity of the college ID showcases and the college ID clinics has grown quite a bit, and from year to year they're getting bigger and bigger. But let's be honest, they all cost money. So although paid organizations boast that if you play for those organizations, your chances of getting to a college ID clinic or a college showcase increase, and it's very true. Um, it's also a money proposition. It's not cheap. So I'm not trying to bash any prepaid academies. Oh, I'm sorry. In case you are first time watcher of my videos or presentations, let me clarify what I mean by pre academies. If you're writing a check, if you're paying to play for a paid outfit, you're not playing in an academy. You're in their pre academy status. The academy teams are not paying anything. The players are playing 100% free. So, for example, here in New Jersey, the Red Bull Academy has a team which is 100% free. Okay, training, uh, traveling, trainers, doctors, dietitians. They are there to scout the best local talent or whatever, develop them, get them good enough to possibly get them to the first team, the Red Bull first team, or perhaps sell them to another team. However, even Red Bull Academy, or should I say Red Bull, the organization, has other teams that parents are paying, and that's their pre-academy system. They do clinics throughout the year, they do camps, they do all kinds of, other money-paying events that brings money in to support the academy as well as make a profit for the club. So, as much as I hate to break your bubble, and again, a lot of academy parents may not like to hear this, there's nothing you can do about changing the facts. And fact is, if you are writing a check, you're not playing for an academy. You are playing for a pre-academy. Maybe it doesn't serve your ego. Maybe you don't like the fact that somebody's saying this. Maybe you like the fact that you can just say, well, my daughter or my son is playing for XYZ Academy, and I'm playing in XYZ league, and we're ranked X a number in the state and nationally, and we just went to play in the nationals, and blah 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 blah. Fact is, you are investing money. And if you are one of those families that is getting to the pre academy system at a very young age of maybe 7 or 8 years old, and they are setting up age groups as young as that age, if you write the check, well, let's just do a quick math. And again, you can go verify my numbers, and I'll just be generic about it. Your average your average prepaid academy program can run you anywhere from $1,200 to $3,200, $3,500, $3,800, depending on the age that you're in. Lower age groups pay less. Older age groups pay more. So let's say that you are in that academy system for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years, from 8 years old till the time your child becomes old enough to start, visiting showcase tournaments. Showcase college showcase events and whatnot. Um, you calculate the amount of money that you spend per year. You calculate all the traveling, lodging, food, let's be honest, some pre-academies have very good programs. They compete nationally every year, and they may travel from New Jersey to Florida to California to Vegas to Arizona, all over the country. Well, those trips are not cheap. So by the time you get done and you become college age ready, 14, 15 years old, you already dumped a small little fortune to the tune of maybe, I don't know, 20, 25, 30, 40, more, I don't know. But there's quite a bit of money. That's your down payment on a college education. So, what about all the parents that may not have the means to pay those checks and the kid is pretty good? What happens to those kids? They're never going to be found? Well, getting scouted does not mean you have to break your pocketbook. There's other ways. What about all those urban soccer players that are playing, in teams that don't have to write a big, check? They just write a check for the registration, the uniform, a couple $100, and that's it. Those players will never get scouted. It all depends on the program that a coach is representing. Let's be honest. There are college programs out there that have a very strong history behind them. Your North Carolinas, your Princetons, your Rutgers. I mean, these are programs that have built a solid soccer program over a long time period of time. All right, and they are rich in getting bombarded with emails and solicitation for potential college athletes that are looking to get a look. So those programs may not have to go recruit, everywhere. They go to the biggest college showcase tournaments. They have a vast pool of emails, being fed every single day. So their scouting procedure is going to be a lot different than somebody who is a smaller college, smaller university. Perhaps a new staff, for example. Why the university? Myself, my head coach, and our other assistant coaches, we're new staff. This is our second year into that school. Into that school system, so we actually turned the first year. We inherited a 4-12 program, so you got parents can see, give you a criteria based on wins and losses. To We turned it to a 12-5 our first year. Pretty good, turnaround. Now at that level, yeah, you know what? Success is measured by wins and losses. Much different scenario than your, 6, 7, 8 year old kids. Um, having said that, we'll go out and recruit a lot harder, and we'll work a lot harder to build this program and build culture. So we are more likely to go out in the urban communities and look for those players. We're more likely to go into different programs, showcases, ID clinics, whatever, and find a player. Where some of the more established universities may not. Once again, what happens to those players that do not have the money to play for the big academies? Well, as long as you play for a team that the coach knows what he's doing and he's building a good quality team, all right, as long as you find yourself on the field with a quality opponent, you never know. The easiest way to do it is don't wait for the college to come to you. You go to the college. We have two assistant coaches in our staff who never played for a paid academy, never played club ball. They just played for their high school team. They knew they were good enough. They did the due diligence. They found schools that they were interested in, that they thought it was a good fit. They solicited the coaching staff. They sent emails. They expressed their interest in joining or at least being scouted for that program. And sooner or later, they were getting a look or a trial from the coach. Again, I'm not saying that every coach is going to be receptive to, getting an email from you. I don't want to set the wrong, impression. There are going to be programs that are very, very hard to get through because, again, their current staff may be 10 years on, and they have a backlog of emails and interest that's a lot longer. Where, well, let's face it, they could be a lot choosier. Um, There are schools that their acceptance rate, may be down to like 15, 20%. There are other schools their acceptance rate may be 60, 70%. Okay? So you have to do your due diligence and recognize that. Don't go and apply or show interest in a school. Let's say that you're a goalkeeper and there is 5 goalkeepers on that program already. You kind of spinning your wheels. Even if you were to get a look, or even if you were to offer a spot, chances are you're not going to play at all your freshman year. Okay, not to say that I doubt that a college coach would offer you a spot, knowing that he or she may have 4 other keepers on. Same thing with like a midfielder or a defender. No matter how much you like the school, okay, you need to find out how many students are being graduated that year for that particular position. Because once again, even if the coach does see something in you, the playing time, okay, may be an issue. You might want to play right away. A lot of freshmen don't play at all. Most freshmen don't play at all. There's rosters that have 30, 40 deep. Good luck trying to get on that starting 11 or the 14, 15 that may go to a game. All right. So once again, there's other paths to getting that. So Fred and I, we basically played against we played a cup game against MatchFit. I'm just going to show you the emails that I received. They're kind of blocked out to protect the player's identity. So I got an email from MatchFit's coach, who also happens to be an assistant coach at Montclair State University. So he introduces himself, as you guys can see on the email. He says that he was coaching MatchFit team tonight in the State Cup game and recognized a pretty talented player on the other team. Not sure if I was the coach or not, but he sent out an email. He reached out to me and was curious to find out a little bit more about that player because he's interested in possibly recruiting. Okay, looking forward to an answer from me. So I replied to that email. Sorry. Hey, coach, apologies for the delay in replying as I had games all weekend, college spring games, as well as club games. I was the head coach of the Bayern team on Friday. Blank player is very talented player with great work ethic, leadership skills, and game read. Blank player is one of our blanks, and he takes that role very seriously. His presence on and off the field is always a display, and his personality is always felt by his peers. He would be a great addition to any team or organization. His academics play a very important role in the student athlete life, and he's always aware and managing schoolwork and athletics as I have conversation with him on a regular basis. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me with any other questions. So I'm replying to the email, and I'm also endorsing the player because I feel that he's a great young man who will be, um, a positive attribute to any team. So getting back to this once again, here's a way we just play, a cup game. Yes, we did play against the pre-academy, and the coach happens to be, one of the assistant coaches from Montclair University. A few weeks ago, we played against another team, and one of the coaches from Fairleigh Dickinson University here in New Jersey was there, and ID'd 3, 4 players. So he reached out to us. So this is just to show you that the college ID clinics and the college showcases are not the only way to go. Now, does this happen all the time? And this goes hand in hand with a question that I received from another parent after this last presentation that we did. What do you need to get recruited in a college program? Which was asking at what league level should a player be playing if they aspire to be recruited? Okay, so here in New Jersey, I don't know the rest of the country, but here in New Jersey, there are starter leagues, as we call them. And I'm sure the same applies in a lot of other different places throughout the country. A starter league basically is your league that's, going to take your kid as it's first coming into a travel program and, get your first taste of travel soccer. A lot of starter leagues, they don't have to travel a lot. They're like couple counties, and you know that you're playing every Sunday at a certain time, and you basically traveling, within half hour, 20 minutes, I don't know, not too far away, as opposed to a travel league that may be across state lines. The commitment level is not as high. There is a couple of days practice, 1 day game, more for fun and development. Shouldn't really be about wins and losses, although we know that American culture is being ruled by wins and losses these days. But again, it's a starter league. The expectation not that high. A lot of fun. Blah 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 blah. Would a college coach go and recruit in that league? Probably not. So what does a player do? What happens is, and by the way, forgot to mention that, yeah, it might be a starter league for the younger ages, but a lot of these leagues, or most of these leagues, they have teams all the way up to the U18 level. And the older kids play in this league because, again, their aspirations are not really to go and play at a higher level. They're looking to play organized ball, a little more serious than recreation. Go play, have fun, and then enjoy the rest of the weekend. What happens though if your particular player happens to be in one of those teams and he or she may want to play at a higher level? Is a college coach going to come and look at in that league? Chances are no. Okay. So what do? Well, you got to first of all recognize, and evaluate your player's skills. Are the skills good enough to play for a higher league? I'm sorry. How about his personality? How about his commitment? Training, traveling, this, that, all that good stuff that takes to play at a higher league. Do you have those things? And then if you do, you got to make a choice. Should we go out and try out for one of those teams and see if we can make those teams? Okay. So if you possess all this, qualification, again, it's a generic question. There's a lot more that goes into the equation. If you do make one of those better teams, and it doesn't have to be a pre-academy situation. It can be a club team. There's a lot of quality club teams that are basically playing versus those pre-academies. Um, if you happen to make those leagues, well, chances are you might get a look. But again, the league that you play, maybe you're just playing for high school. These days kids want to play for their high school. There was a big debate not too long ago: should players play for college, for high school teams when they're playing for pre-academy teams? And what about if they get hurt? And da 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 da. And playing for a high school with a high school teacher that may not be a full-time coach. Maybe he's level of coaching is not as good, and the kids are suffering. And oh my God, now they're playing and they're getting worse instead of better. And then when they're coming back to our club teams, it's a mess and blah 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 blah. My advice is this: if you think you're good enough, and again, only you know. How do you know? Well, let's go and try out for a higher level team. Can you possess the ball? Are your skills strong enough? Do you have the focus? Do you have the desire? Do you have the work ethic? Do you have the commitment? If you do, be proactive. Approach a college coach. Send them an email. Explain your situation. Okay. If you don't hear back again, send another email and another and another and another. Send video of your playing games. Okay. Again, you have to be realistic. If you're going to send an email asking a coach to take a look at you for the University of North Carolina, who's a powerhouse, Virginia, Indiana, and these are all Division Ones, but let's say there's plenty of Division Two universities, or Division Three. You better make sure that you're all that and you can back it up. You better make sure that you have a video and you can prove to that coach that you're that good that you deserve to take a look. So what I'm trying to say is, the old saying: don't try to go buy champagne with beer pocket. If you only got, $1, you're not getting a bottle of champagne. You hardly be able to get a beer. And again, I know that's a kind of weird analysis for a sport thing, but you understand what I'm trying to say. You can't go buy a steak or lobster with a hot dog purse. Okay, so you got to be realistic in what you're trying to accomplish and where you are. But once again, this quick video was made just to kind of show you guys that you can get, recruited, and you can, showcase your talents in a lot more than just, the college ID clinic, the college showcase path, especially if, you are in a situation where maybe your financials are not that great. Couple of things, as I always say: make sure no matter what path you follow, your academics are intact. Okay? I don't care what anybody says. The days where, oh, my kid is a great player, he or she can go anywhere, yeah, those days are gone. The days of, hey, my kid got a full ride, yeah, those days are gone. You basically are going from, year to year. guarantee money. If you have though the academics, which allows the coach to offer you academic money that costs less out of his athletic budget, you become a lot more attractive to the coach than somebody else who does not have the credit. I mean, sorry, does not have the equal academic, grades, and now the coach is forced to give him or her more, money out of his athletic budget. Does that make sense? So if you take care of your academics, you are helping yourself. Another tip is it's not just about academics and it's not just about sport. More and more universities now are beginning to realize that we are looking for a whole package. Are you doing any volunteer work? How's your personality? What clubs are you getting involved with? What's your interest outside of school and soccer? They're looking for a complete package. It helps out a lot. So any volunteer work that you can do, okay, any activities other than school and sport, I've looked at from universities more and more every year. We are basically going also into a slowly, universities and colleges are not putting as much emphasis on the generalized, testing. So your SATs and all those good stuff, yeah, you got to have strong grades, but colleges are looking more and more for other things. I feel that it's going to come to a point where your SAT scores are not going to be that important anymore. All right. So these are just some of the things that I wanted to go over. Um, if you have any questions, anything that I can help you with, if I know the answer, I'll be more than happy to do so. Please reach out to me. My email is niko@j27@gmail.com. My phone number in the office here is 732-580-2174. And I look forward to, being able to help with anybody's recruiting process. Have a great day, everybody.